Ovidio Guzman's last hours in the Altiplano were something like this. The guards at the Altiplano, where he spent 252 days, describe Ovidio as a quiet guy who never gave any trouble when he was there, and said that when they told him that he was leaving the prison, he looked sad but not angry. For 252 days, Ovidio Guzman, El Raton, clung to Mexican soil, postponing what could not be postponed, his extradition to the United States. But that countdown has come to a surprising end. On a Friday, in the midst of the preparations for the Grito de Independencia, Milenio learned that a group of guards from the area known as a MESVE, or Area of Special Security Measures and Special Surveillance, arrived at Corridor 2 of that prison and asked the son of the founder of the Sinaloa cartel to gather his belongings and get ready to leave his cell. Ovidio Guzman, accustomed to attending to the numerous proceedings that his legal team has filed to delay his transfer to the United States, complied with the instructions without resistance. In the area of special security measures, the inmates are only entitled to 15 minutes in the yard without contact with other prisoners, so every outing is usually well received. For Ovidio, it seemed like any other day, from January 6 to September 15 of this year. The member of the criminal group of Los Chapitos slept in the maximum security prison of the Altiplano in the hope of not setting foot in the United States and avoiding facing the 11 criminal charges against him in the USA, which bring him closer to a life sentence, the same sentence that his father, Joaquin Guzman El Chapo, has. In silence, the Sinaloa cartel leader walked through the corridors that separate the area of the most dangerous inmates from the offices of the prison, and surrounded by guards, officers wearing masks. The director of the prison personally informed him that the request of the governor of President Joe Biden to take him out of the country had been approved. Sir, you are leaving. One of the guards looked at Ovidio with a surprised expression. According to sources consulted by this newspaper, without raising his voice, the alleged drug trafficker asked to speak to his lawyer, Alberto Diaz Mediata, but the phone call was denied at that moment. The reaction of El Raton, accused of being one of the most dangerous traffickers of fentanyl to the United States, was consistent with the behavior in El Altiplano, the prison from which his dad escaped in July 11, 2015, with the help of his wife, stepmother of Ovidio Guzman, Emma Coronel, who was released from prison in the United States just 2 days before Ovidio was extradited into the United States. The Mexican government stepped aside and their place was taken by a small group of Interpol personnel who had arrived at the Mexican security prison in a helicopter owned by the Attorney General's office. He looked sad, said the Altiplano personnel. A member of the Altiplano prison staff assured that Ovidio Guzman did not look angry when he was taken out of his confinement, but that he looked sad. He was a quiet guy. He was respectful. He never gave any troubles. He was in the most guarded and restricted area because of who he was, because of his brothers and his father, but not because he was dangerous or violent. I would say that he even looked sad, but not angry, said a member of the Altiplano staff. On January 7 of this year, 2 days before his capture in Culiacan, Ovidio Guzman lawyers asked a federal judge to allow them to send their client to a series of medications against depression, anxiety, as well as special food for a diet that would not irritate his stomach due to his frequent gastritis problems. This little Chapito guy is so special, man. They even this like staff is even claiming that he's a respectful guy, but I mean, there's a lot of people that will say otherwise. And I mean, he's like having issues with his stomach, has like depression and weird stuff like that going on. When he's supposedly this big tough guy, Ovidio Guzman subdued personality. He caught the attention of the guards, who could not decipher if he was a young man genuinely going through society issues or he was trying to convince the judge so he could stay in Mexico and did not represent any danger, that therefore he was not needed to be sent to the United States. But in the last few days, they say his mood had improved. His legal team had given him a slim hope that he could keep him longer in Mexico, an injunction in which they argued that Ovidio Guzman was not Ovidio Guzman, but that he was a young man captured and was someone else with a different identity than that of Joaquin Guzman Loera's son. An impulse argument, said Presidente Manuel López Obrador, with which the Sinaloa cartel hoped to buy time. And honestly, I read that argument when I was inactive for a moment, and I was just like, this guy's insane, bro. Like, there's no way in hell that would ever work. The lawyers were using these legal tactics to gain time. They are dilatory, legitimately, because lawyers are dedicated to do that. But of course, we are talking about Ovidio here, confirmed the president in March from the National Palace. In the legal process that will follow him on the other side of El Rio Bravo concludes that he should have the same punishment as his father. El Raton will have been moved from a harsh maximum security prison in Mexico to a ruthless maximum security prison in the United States. Then, at his age of 33 years old, he will live in a 3 by 2 meter cell, extreme isolation, as applied to the worst terrorists, and if he does well, a 5-minute phone call every month.